Hello everyone, welcome back to SPR Pythons. This is a continuation from last week's video. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. It's sort of, as I say, it's a continuation from it. It's part 2. So go and watch part 1, a little bit about problems and how I've solved them. And then come back here and we'll continue talking about it. But for you guys that have stayed here and have been watching, sort of waiting for part 1 or just watched part 1 and coming back, thank you. We're going to talk a little bit about my goals. So I highlighted the problems and the solutions, as I said, and this sort of ties in. So that's the past, we've got the present where I am now, and now I'm going to move on a little bit to talking about the future, because I've talked a lot about my present, so we're going to talk a little bit about my future and what my goals are. For the first one, has to be YouTube. This is very simple. I want to continue to strive and grow on this channel. That's just building and creating those bonds with you guys, getting to know you, and you guys getting to know me. It's absolutely overwhelming and fascinating to me that you guys spend the time watching my videos and interacting in the comments or messaging me. I find that absolutely incredible. I really do, and I love getting to know you guys, and you guys are helping me, as I said a couple of weeks ago when I said I put out that video, and you guys let me know a little bit about how you balance rodents and your private life, and that helped me out massively, as I said, because I can come back to that when I'm breeding my rodents and see how you guys are doing it and see if that works out better for me. And so I really do want to create those bonds and create that relationship. And then also with the YouTube is, I know I've got a lack of experience, as I said, but I have got a little bit of experience with different things, as I've said, racking, feeding, keeping animals. So if I can help you guys out at all, that's definitely one of my goals, to help some of you guys out. Now, I've never claimed to be a beginner's channel or anything like that. I'm not going to treat you guys like fools, because I know that, there's people here watching that have got experience. And there would be no use in me trying to teach you guys. So I'm trying to trying to create this channel so that it applies to everyone that's keeping ball pythons, not just beginners and not just experienced people. And I hope you guys appreciate what I'm trying to do there. So one of my main goals with setting up this channel has to be to continue to highlight people. So for example, I've done this quite a lot in the Projects for the Future series, but also in other videos. Such as why genes work within Pied and what genes do and don't, like I highlighted Florian and Martin Ender. I love having a platform to highlight people. People that are creating amazing animals that, you might see them on social media every now and then, but in my opinion, YouTube is definitely one of the growing platforms, and just by mentioning names, you guys might go out there and have a look at what they're creating and see some of the amazing animals for yourself. And that is definitely one of the things I want to continue to do on this channel, and definitely one of my goals is to sort of highlight more people and make sure you guys are aware of the incredible breeders and the incredible animals that are on show out there, as not only today but going forward as well. And then I also have to, lead on from that, is continue to highlight Pied. Definitely have to highlight Pied on this channel. It is exactly what I'm all about, solely Pied Royal Pythons for a reason. Love this gene so much. And this is a platform, and not only this platform, but it's just a general goal of SPR Pythons, is to continue to highlight it. There's so much being done with it. There's so much being done with it already, but it's never ending, At first, everyone thought, Pied was fantastic, and they thought that that was the pinnacle. And then we moved on to spider pieds and pastel pieds, and it was like, wow, there's really some potential here. And now you've got the likes of, Aussie boys, Justin Bilka, everyone, to be honest, is doing incredible combinations, and hopefully myself as well, with, for example, the banana gravel het pied, the banana het pied, super banana gravel pieds. I think that's going to be a yellow and white snake without sort of the albino effect or the black from the banana. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible, and that's something that I want to highlight on the channel, is that sort of ability to create different things with Pied and make sure that Pride stays relevant. Not that it won't stay relevant, but if I can help a little bit in that market and a little bit in people's interest in Pied, that's a massive thumbs up on one of my goals. So my goals on more of a breeding side of it has to be, number one is producing combinations. Obviously, that's sort of the goal of any breeder. So by this I just mean, trying to get not the most genes, but the most applicable genes into Pied. For example, as I've said, with my very limited space, I have to pick and choose the genes that I'm working with. So, for example, that's why I specifically went out at at Ham last year, and I got the yellow belly, and I got the special, and I got the calico, because they're 3 genes that I have to work with. They're definitely one of those ones I have to work with, and that's what I mean by one of my projects, is making sure that I get the genes that I want to work with into my pied and producing those visuals. That is one of my biggest goals in SPR Pythons as a whole. One of my other goals at SPR Pythons is to be very picky as such with my projects. And this is one that I would sort of advise to people coming into the hobby more than anyone, is make sure you're very picky and you know exactly what you want to be working with. So by this I mean, I have specific projects that I want to work with. Desert Ghost Pied, Scaleless Pied, they are the 2 that come straight into mind. Puzzle Pied, they are the ones that are coming straight into my head. So, for example, Scaleless Pieds I think are absolutely incredible. I've seen, Matt Quinn's and Bailey Reptiles and stuff like that. The Desert Ghost Pieds from Will over at Royal Canadian Reptiles, and just in general, Desert Ghost and Pied work so flipping fantastic together. And then you bring other genes on top of that, like the Pastel, like Darren Stair's Pastel Tri-Stripe Desert Ghost is absolutely incredible. Imagine getting those rich colours and that pattern into the Pied is incredible. That is exactly what I'm trying to achieve in my projects, is making sure that I'm picky with them. And that is one of my goals at SPR Pythons, is making sure that I'm very focused. I think that will be easy enough to achieve, because that's exactly what I've been doing for the last couple of years, but it's definitely one that I'm continuing to strive on, and hopefully you guys will continue to strive on that as well, because bulk purchasing and stuff like that, people always talk about it, and let's talk about it for a little bit. So bulk purchasing or bulk buying or something like that, I don't know what the official term would be for it, is when you buy a lot of animals at once, or you're getting into the hobby and you just buy because it's pretty or whatever, you don't have plans for things. I feel like this does need to be highlighted a little bit. I've not highlighted it yet because it is a little bit of a dangerous game you're playing if you're playing that. I never played it as such. When I got my Banana Fire and my Inchy Butterbee, I knew specifically that I was just trying to create a 5-gene combination. I never did it, but I knew what I wanted to do at a very early stage with that, because as I've said, genetics fascinate me, and I just wanted to see how many codominants I could get into one animal. But, that's a very, I would say that I am a little bit inordinary in terms of that. And that's not me boasting my own ego. It's just me saying it as it is. A lot of people come in and buy animals because they think they're pretty, or, they haven't got a real plan for them. Now, that is dangerous, as I've said, because then you're going to end up with a big collection, or a collection where you don't really know where you're going with it. So I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. As I say, it's nothing negative for you guys if you have done it. If you've got plans for it now, that's fantastic. I just wanted to highlight that a little bit while I was on that topic. But one of my goals, as I've said, going back to the topic, is to just definitely have my focus on my project, and stick to it. And as I say, I do think that'll be easy enough to achieve, but it's definitely on there on my goals list. So my next goal would be community and getting around and seeing more people. I've been doing this more obviously lately, getting down to Chatham, getting around and seeing JB a little bit, seeing his monitor room and seeing Darren and Eric's place. But also, I've been trying to set up visits to other places, like trying to get down to Richard Dedman's, Tony Crawley's. Eventually I want to get up to Urban Constrictors up in York. I want to try and get around a bit more. This is definitely one of my goals. Whether I can achieve it is another thing, because as I said, I'm going to be extremely busy on my new contract, but I will have my weekends, so hopefully I can achieve it. But I definitely want to tick that off, because community and getting around and visiting people is absolutely unmatched. As, I don't know if you guys would have seen it, I commented this on Neighbours Constrictors page a couple of weeks ago, when I'm releasing this. It's absolutely crucial. You'll learn more, you'll have smiles on your faces, and it's, spending time talking to like-minded people. There's nothing like it. And then leading on from that would be possibly taking the camera with me. I've not really, I've not taken the camera out with me. Not that one specifically because it's my brother's, but like my phone or even getting a little one. I've not even considered it because I just don't feel comfortable with that right now. When you're seeing this, if you go onto Adam's channel, TA Exotic, shout out, you're right, Adam, you'll see I featured on a video there when I was down at, David Constrictors. I have no problems doing that, but if I was in Adam's shoes and doing it myself, I just don't know if I'd be comfortable with it, which might sound shocking to you guys, because obviously I've done this, YouTube for quite a while now, since August or September, but I'm still not comfortable with it. So that's one of my goals, is to get more comfortable with that. Finally, my last goal would have to be facility and expansion. This is a long-term goal because I have no idea when I'm planning on moving out of home. But when I do eventually move out, expansion and facility growth is right up there on top of my goals, because I just need more space. As I mentioned in the sort of the problems section, where I am right now, I have very, very limited space, and I'm going to try and do my best that I can with it, but I definitely need to, once I've moved out, do even better as such, because this is an addiction. There is no way around it, and I'm not saying that as a negative thing. You do get addicted to this in a good way, and so you are ultimately always going to have more and more and more. So I definitely need to be able to counter that, and that is why facility and growth within my facility has to be up the top now. Now, whether that's designing my own facility, whether that's just getting another house and having being a bedroom breeder, but designating the bedroom to it, not like I'm sharing my bedroom with it right now, or whether that's building something in the garden from scratch, like Paul, I think you did that. I don't know what it is right now, and obviously I don't have to decide right now, but that's right up there at the top of my pecking order. But anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. As I said, this was sort of one video, but I've cut it down into two. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, whether you like this structure of me just sitting down talking to you guys, and also let me know any video ideas. As I've said, it's very hard to come up with video ideas, so any that you can give me is sort of very much appreciated. And let me know if you guys want me to do a video on genetics. It's one that I've thought of, but I don't know if you guys want it. And obviously, I don't record things unless I know if you guys want it, because that would be pointless as such. But yeah, I'm rambling. I just hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, leave a like. As I say, leave a comment. Turn the notification bell on, but otherwise it'll be next Sunday. And turn the subscription bell on as well. Not that it's a bell, but you know what I mean. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you very much, guys.